what it do, man? You already know what time it is. It is episode number 67 of the Marky and Kane podcast. You're now tuning in and tapping in to one of the greatest, if not the greatest. So with that being said, pass the mic over to Kane, let him say what he got to say, and then I'll let him start off with today's topic.
Yeah, you already know what time it is, man. We back here to show some more game on the ground from under house. Just cut the pound and ready for the next round, man. So sit back, chill out, grab some drinks, grab some snacks, whatever the case may be, and relax.
All right, Kane, start us off.
Man, so I'm gonna talk about some Keisha shit, man. So I just seen this, bro. It's this dude won the lottery. He won $1 million from this shit. And his coworkers decided to get jealous. They turned around and sued him because he was going to spend the money on like supercars and fucking luxury trips and shit. I mean, just imagine somebody wins the lottery. You win the lottery, and you're lit. You're excited because you just got $1 million fucking. And you got plans to use it. May not be the best way to use it, but it's your money. You're gonna use it however the fuck you gonna use it. And you got some Keisha ass motherfuckers. They're like, man, I don't like the way that you're gonna spend your fucking money. Man, if you give that money to me, I could put it to a better use. Man, you're just wasting that money, man. Man, you should donate that fucking money, man. Man, I'm gonna sue you because you're not spending that money the right way you're supposed to fucking spend it. This shit just blew my mind when I heard this shit, bro. This man really had coworkers who got together and said, hey, man, we should take this guy to court because he's not going to spend the money the way he needs to, and he's not going to give us any of it. So let's fucking sue him and try and take away as much as we can from this so we can put it to a better use. What the fuck? So you're going to sit around and get jealous. You're going to get jealous because your coworker won $1 million. He's not obligated to give you a fucking penny at all. He's not. I mean, you lost the lottery. That's your fucking fault. He won the lottery. Too bad. Guess what? He won that shit. He earned that shit. And it's like, dude, people are so like entitled now, bro. You can't even win $1 million without a coworker or somebody that you know taking you to fucking court because you didn't give them a penny of that shit. That shit is crazy. That shit is stupid. That's the most Keisha snowflake ass shit I have ever fucking heard in my life, bro.
Yeah, man, for real, man. And I can't stand those types of people who want to tell other people how to spend their money or who they should give away to, what they should do, and how they do it. It's like, bitch, you go do it. So when people sit around and do that shit, man, I just laugh. I think it's funny. And like you say, it's just simply Keisha Cole behavior. You gonna sit around and, man, they shouldn't be spending. They should do this and they should give this to that. And all right, you keep talking, but what you should honestly do is shut the fuck up because it ain't your money. You ain't living their life. And with that being said, you don't pay their bills. And even if you did, bitch, they never asked you to. So with that being said, man, y'all niggas got to stop worrying about what other people do with their money so much. You know what I'm saying? If you want to use a situation for wisdom, that's different. But when you're literally letting Keisha out in the comment section, like they're going to respond to you or like your opinion matters, like it can change what they're going to do, you might be able to give a lesson to other people. But if you think you're going to change what someone else wants to do because you feel like they shouldn't be do something, well, you're in for a very, very, very immediate disappointment.
That's 100% facts, bro. And it's like the fact that you're gonna sit around and do this shit. It just like, bro, if it's that serious, go out there and try to fucking win the lottery again yourself. I mean, it's not his fault that you got bad luck. It ain't his fault that you didn't win. It ain't his fault that you didn't have the right numbers or whatever the case may be, bro. Like these people nowadays are so fucking soft, bro. Like it's not even funny, dude. I genuinely don't understand or get this shit at all.
Yeah, man, it makes absolutely no sense. And with that being said, man, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about what I want to talk about. But I'm not even gonna be talking. I'm gonna read a little bit of this book, man, called "The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck." And all I want to say is, man, I can't stand Transformers. But with that being said, I'm gonna read a couple of pages. So get ready, bitches. And we picking up where I left off, not where you want to go. It says. Everything comes with an inherent sacrifice. Whatever makes us feel good will also inevitably make us feel bad. What we gain is also what we lose. What creates our positive experiences will define our negative experiences. This is a difficult pill to swallow. We like the idea that there's some form of ultimate happiness that can be attained. We like the idea that we can alleviate all of our suffering permanently. We like the idea that we can feel fulfilled and satisfied with our lives forever. But we cannot. If I ask you, what do you want out of life? And you say something like, I want to be happy and have a great family and a job I like. Your response is so common and expected that it doesn't really mean anything. Everybody enjoys what feels good. Everyone wants to live a carefree, happy, and easy life, to fall in love and have amazing sex and relationships, to look perfect and make money and be popular and well respected and admired and a total baller to the point that people part like the Red Sea whenever they walk into the room. Everybody wants that. It's easy to want that. A more interesting question, a question that most people never consider, is what pain do you want in your life? What are you willing to struggle for? Because that seems to be a greater determinant of how our lives actually turn out. For example, most people want to get to the corner office and make a boatload of money, but not many people want to suffer through 60-hour work weeks, long commutes, obnoxious paperwork, and arbitrary corporate hierarchies to escape the confines of an infinite cubicle hell. Most people want to have great sex and an awesome relationship, but not everyone is willing to go through the tough conversations, the awkward silences, the hurt feelings, and the emotional psychodrama to get there. And so they settle. They settle and wonder, what if, for years and years, until the question morphs from what if into what else. And when the lawyers go home and the alimony check is in the mail, they say, what for? If not for their lowered standards and expectations 20 years prior, then what for? Because happiness requires struggle. It grows from problems. Joy doesn't just sprout out of the ground like daisies and rainbows. Real serious lifelong fulfillment and meaning have to be earned through the choosing and managing of our struggles. Whether you suffer from anxiety or loneliness or obsessive compulsive disorder or a dickhead boss who ruins half of your waking hours every day, the solution lies in the acceptance and active engagement of the negative experience, not the avoidance of it, not the salvation from it. People want an amazing physique, but you don't end up with one unless you legitimately appreciate the pain and physical stress that comes with living inside a gym for hour upon hour, unless you love calculating and calibrating the food you eat, planning your life out in tiny plate size proportions. People want to start their own business, but you don't end up as a successful entrepreneur unless you find a way to appreciate the risk, the uncertainty, the repeated failures, the insane hours devoted to something that may earn absolutely nothing. People want a partner, a spouse, but you don't end up attracting someone amazing without appreciating the emotional turbulence that comes with weathering rejections, building the sexual tension that never gets released, and staring blankly at a phone that never rings. It's part of the game of love. You can't win if you don't play. What determines your success isn't what do you want to enjoy. The relevant question is what pain do you want to sustain? The path to happiness is a path full of shit heaps and shame. You have to choose something. You can't have a pain free life. It can't be all roses and unicorns all the time. Pleasure is the easy question, and pretty much all of us have a similar answer. So I'm going to stop there. What do you think about that?
I think that was 100% facts, man. It's something that a lot of people don't understand or just don't get anymore, or just straight up ignore, or just have straight up delusional standards, I guess you could say. Is that they're going to go through life, somebody going to come through, knight in shining armor is going to sweep them off their feet. They don't have to do nothing no more, and they're going to be happy for the rest of their life. You know, there's a lot of shit that goes into being happy. And one of those things, one of the main things, you know, for me that I had to learn that it took a little while for me to get down was that to be happy, you have to first be able to be happy with what you have. Now, that's not to say that you're not going to strive for anything else. You can always strive to get more of what you want. Uh, because when you strive and you work hard for the shit that you want, obviously you're going to go through failure. You're going to go through trials, tribulations, errors. You're going to learn a bunch of lessons and shit. But a lot of people don't understand that to be happy, to at least start to be happy, you have to first start off being grateful of what you have instead of thinking about the shit that you don't have all the time. I used to always think about, man, I want to get this, I want to get that, I want to get a fucking mansion, I want to get fucking supercars and shit like that. And I would always constantly think about that shit. But I would never be grateful for what I have, and I would always be miserable because I would always focus on the shit that I didn't have. So one thing I learned was to start down your journey of happiness, you have to be grateful for what you have. Now that also means that you're gonna suffer later on because you might lose some shit that you have already, or you might gain some shit that you wanted, and you might lose that shit. It's just life is full of twists and turns and curveballs and stuff, you know. So you got to take the punches as they come, and you just got to keep getting back up and keep countering life with the right hook, left hook, whatever the case may be, an uppercut, back fist, whatever you got. Um, and yeah, man, people don't want to suffer no more. They expect to get $1 million, but they don't want to put an ounce of hard work into getting $1 million. They expect to have a whole ass mansion with Lambos and Mustangs and all that shit, but they don't want to put an ounce of sweat into getting that shit. You know, they expect fucking somebody like Donald Trump or somebody to, hey, here's $2 million. Go ahead and do what you want to do with it. Like, no, everybody wishes that shit would happen, but that shit actually will not happen. I mean, it's just not going to, bro. It's not. Life doesn't work that way. And if it did, everybody on the earth would be rich. And if everybody on the earth was rich, the money would have no value at all. Nothing would have no value at all if that's how it was. Nobody would appreciate what they got if that's how it was. You're supposed to appreciate the shit that you work hard for and earn. If you didn't work hard for it and earn it, you're not going to appreciate it. You're just going to throw it down the drain. And then later on down the road, you're going to be like, damn, bro, I wish I didn't do this. I wish I didn't do that. And now you're miserable again. So that's why you got to be happy. You got to start off by being happy and grateful for what you've been given, the hand that you've been dealt with, and then move up from that.
Straight up, square business. So with that being said, man, we're going to conclude another great episode. Make sure y'all go tune into the Kane Show and then later on the Maki Show. And with that being said, we'll see y'all tomorrow.
Make sure y'all share with your friends, your families, your mummies, your aunties, your grannies, and everybody else down on there. Quit letting Keisha out over the dumbest shit, man, just because somebody won $1 million. That shit crazy.
Peace.